Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Mega Man 11. Today, we're gonna go ahead and take on Acid Man. This is actually one of the more interesting levels in the game, mostly because the music here is also really good. I don't know why I felt the need to say really a lot, but okay. I guess it's probably it's probably because I'm so excited to record commentary again. I don't know. But welcome to another post-commentary of Mega Man. I almost said 10. I meant to say 11. Where we will go through this really awkward stage. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's just really awkward at times. And you'll see exactly why. But for the time being, we're just going to fly on through the level as much as we can at least. Also, be careful with those little bastards that shoot the acid into the water, because if the water gets red, it's gonna burn, which is kind of a weird gimmick for this level, but then again, it's Acid Man, so it makes sense. Also, this part of the stage, which is gonna happen a few times, is actually really fucking annoying. Mostly because jumping is you have to be very precise on where you're jumping, and it's gonna be really the case in a lot of instances where, like, you really have to be precise or you're going to die, because they actually put spikes in certain spots where you have to make very specific jumps. And yeah, so just be wary of where you're positioning yourself really at this point. But this level, like I said, it's just awkward. It's not really difficult. It's only difficult if you make it difficult. You can say that about like a lot of games nowadays. But yeah, at the time I'm recording this, I just got over a cold. I still obviously am feeling the effects of the cold. But I'm partially over it now. About 80% recovered. But as far as things go, I shouldn't have anything to worry about. Oh yeah, when the acid turns green is when you take damage from it. I wish they just made it so it's instant death, but that would be way too cheap, in all honesty. But yeah, I'm pretty much partially over the sickness, and throughout the rest of this LP, it is going to be post-commentary, which, I mean, it's not a problem. I have no problem with that, because it gives me more time to interact with people and just overall have fun commentating and stuff, not worrying about, like, concentrating at certain points. And plus, it's easier to edit this way anyway. I won't be doing this through like the rest of my LPs, because the next one that I'm doing is already pretty much done. Also, some good news. So at the time I'm doing my next LP, Final Fantasy IX is coming back very, very soon. But at the time I'm recording this as well, I'm also moving in 2 months, and yeah, that was a that was a death and a half right there. Of course, you know, we gotta go ahead and trace our steps back here. But yeah, I'm actually gonna keep this in here because that was actually why I said you gotta be careful with your positioning where you're going. So this is at least my second time playing through the game, so I really have no problem showing off at least a few deaths here. I did die in this stage a lot, actually, when I first played this, just because it's this game where, like, it's trial and error. You just gotta be careful with where you're positioning yourself. But yeah, this is where I said you have to be very precise on where you're jumping, because I got really lucky there. Actually, getting hit there was probably the best thing that could have happened to me, because if I died there, that would have sucked. Also, here's me going for the life, because I mean, it's just there. So not going for that would be silly. And I almost died again because I wasn't paying attention, and I reacted quickly to that. At the time I was recording, I was like, no, I don't want to die. That would have sucked. This mini-boss is also kind of annoying. Mostly because, like, I actually don't remember what it's weak to, so I just kind of spammed everything to kill it. But yeah, Final Fantasy IX is coming back, but I probably won't continue it until after I move. Mostly because I got a lot of shit going on my end. So right now, it's still on the back burner, but I did get my save like back because I forgot cloud saves were a thing. But I won't be recording it just because I'm kind of burnt out on playing. I wouldn't say RPGs, just I don't like right now because I'm playing through Dragon Quest XI. I just don't really feel the game right now. So also doesn't help the game is also extremely long too, so take that into account. But I do have a better recording solution now. So because my last one, all my footage got corrupted, and that's what kind of killed my LP at the start. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? But like I said, this is just basically me spamming everything until it's dead. And since it's in its desperation phase, there we go. That mini boss was annoying, but it's not the hardest. I still think my favorite mini boss is the one in Last Man stage. That stage is, or that mini boss was so cool. It's mostly because you don't actually do damage to it. You just make it. That was a really awkward jump. This is another one of those really annoying parts of the stage. That's not too difficult. But yeah, this time I'm also recording this too. I got a new pop filter, so you don't have to hear me like whenever I talk in the microphone. I do my T's and my P's and my any other things to just make the microphone distort. You won't hear that as much because, well, it's gone because that's just what the pop filter is used for. So just everything sounds a little bit more clear, and not as much wind is going into it, so it doesn't make the microphone sound like complete shit. And here's where I'm just like, what do I do? I was just being dumb there, in all honesty. And here I'm just like, yeah, just use an E-Tank. Nothing could go wrong here. Not at all. No siree. But yeah, this it's a fun stage from like what I played out of it. Though it doesn't stop me from saying how annoyingly hard it is. Like the part coming up here, this is where like I sat there thinking to myself, now how the ever living shit are you going to get through this without actually, I don't know. It's really awkward. And this is where I like I had no momentum there and I just kind of dropped. Of course I had to do a little bit of editing there because getting back here took a while. Because that's just how this game is with the checkpoints. It's funny enough, when I was playing through this, I was also playing a bit of Crash Bandicoot, the first one. And it's safe to say I don't know what's harder, the first game in the Crash Bandicoot series or this one. I would honestly have to go with Crash Bandicoot, in all honesty, because this game I actually beat. Crash Bandicoot 1 I actually never beaten before. Even as a kid, I had so much trouble with that game just because of how stupidly hard it was. The other two games I had no problem beating, which is weird. Mostly because I think those games are a lot easier. I don't know. Video games, right? I actually thought I was going to die there when I jumped. But I got lucky, so hey. Not a problemo. Now this part of the stage is awful. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. But, like, if you don't have any spike guards or anything now, you better get them. Because that was just ridiculous. I never want to have to go through that again. Because, oh boy. But yeah, in case you don't realize too, with Mega Man 11, make sure you stock up on E-Tanks and lives as much as possible. You are definitely going to need them. I know it sounds cheap, but if they're given to you in this game, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, cheating. It's not really considered cheating anyway. You can't run a marathon if you don't have water. Alright, so this boss fight's pretty self-explanatory. He hops around and stuff, gets really, really fast. I was just trying to beat it as fast as I could before he killed me. It's just a game of kill him before he kills you. And we got him. That's Acid Man. That is actually the most lackluster run-through of Acid Man I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? At this point, I don't even care because I beat him. So, all right. So, with that being said, I had a little audio cut off there, but it's okay. With that being said, I will see you guys next time for another episode of Mega Man 11, where we will go ahead and fight Pac-Man.